Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MMA Game. It is your boy Cameron Roget coming to you live from the MMA Game studios in beautiful Chula Vista, California. In today's episode, guys, we're going to be diving into UFC 317, Ilia Topuria against Charles Oliveira. Also, we're going to talk about UFC Fight Night, Hill against Roundtree, and just a little bit about Usman and Buckley. But before we get into those hot, juicy takes, we have to introduce you guys to the number one co-host on any podcast that I have ever encountered. It's going to be my boy, my dude, my guy, my 10th planet freak, Ryan Cariss. Yo, Cariss, what's the word?
Yo, my dude, my guy, Cameron Roget, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Silverback. We are blessed, bro, to be back in the studio and talk about
sir.
UFC 317. Yes,
Yes,
another
sir.
pay-per-view. Gotta love the pay-per-views, bro.
Yes,
Gotta
we
love
do.
it.
Yes, we do. Before we get into it, giving a huge shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder
Hey.
winning their first NBA championship, something I'm quite jealous of.
Congratulations, Caruso.
Man,
that's what I was happy about. Caruso.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Did
I
you-
was able to be downtown Indiana,
Oh, that's right.
Game 6.
Oh,
so I
dope.
got to witness the hot and juicy atmosphere in Indianapolis, which was pretty
Nice.
cool.
Nice. Were you wanting Indiana to win, or did you want Oklahoma to win, or did you care less?
I don't give two
I
shits,
could care
bro.
less too. If Philly's not in it and Lakers are not in it,
Well,
don't matter.
my Sixers will never be able to get to that point. So just being involved in those festivities was pretty cool in
Mhm.
itself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, other than that though, we do have some juiciness to talk about. First and
We do.
foremost, probably the hottest thing that has happened in the MMA community. John Jones is officially retired. He
Thank
is
you.
done.
Thank you. Well
Letting the next guy step in, who is going
Right
to be
on.
Tom Aspinall. I have no qualms about it. I don't think John was ducking anybody. At the end of the day, John is by far one of the best fighters that has ever stepped foot into the octagon, and for me, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. So now
And that's why Dana White let him
We'll see
do
what
whatever he
happens.
wanted. Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Because for all those people that wanted to see that fight, yes, I did want to see it, but there's a difference when John's not going to be in his prime, and you have Tom, who is probably getting into his prime.
Mhm.
I think at prime, John Jones would destroy Tom Aspinall.
I think so.
There's
I would almost agree
Guys,
with that one.
re-
During his prime time,
Look at the resume.
Yeah.
That's all you look at the resume. Prime John Jones. You can do it on any video game console you have. A prime John Jones against Tom Aspinall, it will be fucking demolished.
Yes. Yeah.
Demolished.
Favored in his way every single time.
Yeah. And then right after that, I want to just get your thoughts on a couple of fights that took place that we didn't get a chance to talk about. So I'm going to bring up two of them first. Two of them. We have Rose against Miranda Maverick and Kamaru Usman against Joaquin Buckley. What were your thoughts on both those fights?
I am very happy with the Rose Namajunas because she did exactly what we said that she was going to do. She was going to be smart, keep it a distance a little bit, use her hands, didn't need to use the grappling because once she did that, then Miranda Maverick would have been able to kind of utilize her prime game, right?
Mhm.
So well done on Rose. Happy for her, right? Keep moving up, keep doing your thing, girl. Happy for you.
Mhm.
The Usman and Buckley, I think we forgot. I think a lot of the community potentially forgot about Usman and his wrestling abilities. But if you would go back and listen to the show, that's the one thing that we talked about on the show, being like, if Usman's going to win this fight, he needs to wrestle Buckley. And that's exactly what he did for
Mhm.
4 rounds. And in
He
that 5th
did.
round, all of a sudden, Buckley decided to be like, hey, I'm going to be Buckley, which you should have done all 5 rounds, bro. Sorry. You
Yeah.
should have done all 5. But
There's levels, and I think Usman just showed there's higher levels
Mhm.
to being in that top 5.
and that's
dude.
why he was the champ
Fuck,
for as
bro.
long as he was.
Usman's good as shit.
Very
I've got to
good.
put some respect on that man's
Yes.
name.
Yeah.
I think it was even cooler that he brought Francis out. I think that was pretty badass.
Yeah.
But other
Yeah.
than that, I think it was a great showing for Usman.
Come
He did really, really good.
He did.
On Rose, that's just the Rose that I think we all fell in love with. Do
Mhm.
I think she gets another crack at the strap? Absolutely not. I think she's going to be in more fun fights.
Yes.
Look for her in the,
Yeah.
it's Alexa Grasso coming up.
Yes.
That's what I think is going to happen with
Yeah.
them.
I don't
For-
want to call her the gatekeeper, but kind of.
She's reaching it.
Kind
She's
of. Yeah,
reaching
she's
it.
in
And
that
then
area.
with Usman, I think he's probably going to be in that same window. Do I think you can give him another crack? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him against my boy Sean Brady.
Hey,
Would not mind that. Would not mind.
Because
But
Brady would beat him.
but I
Brady
would
beat
rather
him.
have Sean Brady against Ian Machado Gary.
Mhm.
That's a fun one for
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
That is a
Because
fun
you picked Sean Brady finally. Not finally, but I'm saying you're going against Ian Gary.
one. I would
Is
never
what I'm finally
pick
saying.
against
Yeah.
Sean Brady.
I know.
Absolutely
I know.
not.
Just like I'd never pick
Absolutely
against
not.
Max. Not going to happen.
Yeah, not happening. But it may be happening soon.
No.
You know, I actually thought about going to that fight in New Orleans.
Really?
I thought about it. tickets are a little spiced, like
they're
pretty high.
they're always getting
They're
up there these
real
days.
high right now.
Yeah, we'll have that conversation
But
at the end. If we
we'll
need
have
to.
it off air in case we do. Then, right, moving into this past fight that we had, obviously we want to talk about Khalil Ramchu and Jamal Hill, but there's one fight that I kind of want to get your opinion on, and it's going to be Curtis Blades against Rusman Kuniev. What did you think about that? Robbery? No robbery?
While we were watching the fight, I was watching it at work. Fortunately, we were able to sit down and watch it because it was an early morning fight. And when we were watching it, when the fight was over, I literally looked at the guys that were around me and I said, this is going to be a split decision. And most likely, Curtis Blades is going to get his hands raised for 2 reasons. Round number 3, he had more significant strikes in round 3. He won round 1 and he won round 3. Granted, he was getting beat up in round number 2 and he got his nose bloody and he was on the defense the entire time. And so that's why I said that it was going to be a split decision, because there's going to be one judge out there that had it for, what is his name? Kuniev?
Yeah.
Kuniev? Yeah, had it for Kuniev. And everyone else is going to have it. And so therefore, it was a split decision and Curtis Blades won the fight. But unfortunately, in my opinion, you actually did not win that fight. I thought Kuniev potentially snuck that one just a little bit because of round 2 had more damage. And if we're talking about damage, there was more damage on that one than there was on Curtis Blades.
Yeah. I thought damage-wise, I would say looking at it, Kuniev won.
Yes.
Yeah. Blades, I guess, snuck through. He got it done.
He
so
did.
I mean, there's nothing I could. We knew he was going to try the takedowns. We knew it was going to be something like that. And
what'd you have round 3? Maybe that's the question. Did you have Blades squeaking it a little bit, or did you have Kuniev taking round 2?
Depends on
round
like
3?
I guess how you score, like the takedowns and all that. If I'm giving him like, I know when he hit the last takedown in round 3, I was like, oh, he won it.
That's what it
like
was.
That's it.
That's what it was.
He won it just
and he
based
had
off
more
that.
significant strikes too
So
during
for
that
me,
round.
if you're asking, yeah, I say he squeaked it 10-9 based off that last takedown. But if I'm looking at a fight, obviously, I'm looking at 2 people's faces leaving the fight.
Yeah.
Then I would say Kuniev won it.
And their mannerisms and everything during it, because you saw how Curtis Blades, you could tell at the end he was just like, I didn't like my performance and I didn't do well because he didn't have a good fight.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But you know who had a pretty good showing? Rafael Fiziev.
Yes, he did.
Really good showing against a very tough Ignacio Bahamondes. It surprised me. I did not expect to see that kind of performance from Fiziev. I think he's still fucking very, very high in that weight class, and somebody that you have to look out for. Somebody that if he's below me and there's a chance I could fight that guy, I'm a little nervous.
You are.
Little fucking
You are
nervous. What about you?
We unfortunately didn't get to see. We went to the fight on September. I think it was September that we saw the Fiziev and the Gamrot fight, and it ended in round 1 because Fiziev tore his ACL. So we didn't actually get a good viewing of him right from like live and everything. But I had already been saying in the past, like, watch out for this guy. This guy's going to be a problem in the division. But if you run into people like Justin Gaethje, it's a different story because of levels during that.
Right.
But the other thing that you got to look at, he's lost 3 of his last fights, right? He's on a 3-fight losing streak. 2 of those fights were against Justin Gaethje. And the other one, I'm sorry, I just blanked on who it was. I probably have it written down. But I knew that based off of his last 3 fights that he's going to come out in this fight and be a different fighter, right? Bahamondes was on a 5 or 6 fight winning streak, something like that. I think he was on.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because you have a guy coming in who's on a hot winning streak and you got a guy who's on a losing streak. Typically, the guy that's on the losing streak kind of comes back and needs to prove something after he's lost 3 in a row. And I've noticed based on the stats that I keep doing that guys win 4 matches, they typically lose their 5th. They win 6, they typically lose their 7th. They win 8, they typically lose their 9th. So it's kind of a little bit of a trend here. Except Marab. It's a little bit of a trend here and a little bit of a statistical thing that you look at that based on who's going into these, I thought Fiziev potentially should have been the favorite going to this fight, but he was the underdog based on the fact they lost his last 2 fights. So that's why I think he was the underdog. But knowing the way that he can fight and the fact that he fought Justin Gaethje really, really well last time and did a good performance, I don't think Bahamondes is going to beat Justin Gaethje. I think Fiziev will give a good fight, but that's why I believe Fiziev was going to win this fight, and he actually did. He played it smart. He did exactly what he needed to do, and that's the Fiziev that I'm used to seeing. You saw his little matrix, little fold back when he did his kicks and everything. He was there the whole time.
Fully locked in. Great fucking performance for that guy. Great performance.
What'd you think?
What did I thought? I thought
same as what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I thought pretty much the same, dude. I thought he had a really good, solid performance. I didn't think Bahamondes made it any bit closer than it was. I thought, if anything, Fiziev just showed why he was levels ahead of him.
Yes, yeah.
So now I'm intrigued to see what's next
for him.
What
for
is
Fiziev,
gonna,
right?
what is going to happen next for him?
Yeah.
But I don't think it hurts Bahamondes' stock at all. I think Bahamondes is fine. He's young. I think eventually we could maybe see this in the future. If not him against Fiziev in the future, him against another top contender in the future.
And this was his tester, I think. I think the UFC was testing Bahamondes on this one in order to be able to see, hey, are you able to hang with these top level guys? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So
couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. And then after that, guys, we had the main event: Jamal Hill against Khalil Roundtree. For me, it was everything that I expected. I thought it would have probably ended early. I did not see this one going to a decision. So seeing it get to a decision shows that Jamal has fully recovered from that left fucking hook from Alex Pereira. But it also has showed that Khalil Roundtree has gotten that much better because of the Pereira
yes,
fight.
he has. And he says it. He's been
the reason
saying it the
being
whole week.
is, hey, I mean, look, the guy came in with the torn meniscus that just came out news-wise. Look at the performance that he did. Did I think that he could have ended it? 100%. When you drop somebody 3 times in one round, there's definitely a high chance that you can end it. I think he was calm, cool, and collected and knew that, hey, there's no need for me to go in for the kill. I could probably catch him, but I could also
catch me.
I could also outpoint him based off that. What were your thoughts?
Dude, I had the same exact thing. I thought he played a smart fight in the fact that he was trying to be a champion in this one. And that's the champion mentality that he was talking about at the end of the fight, being like, I need to be smart during this. I didn't need to go in and try to go for the kill when I already know that I'm winning the round. And I'm up in the round, so therefore I don't need to put myself in a situation where easily Jamal Hill can take you out. Like he's easily can catch you with one strike, and that's what he's looking for the entire fight. One thing that I noticed during this is Khalil Roundtree has leveled up. It seems like Jamal stayed along the same plane the entire time. I don't see anything new coming from him. I don't see him trying to do any takedowns. I don't see him trying to use his hands any different way that he's been using in the past that would make him look like, oh yeah, you become a better fighter and you're somebody to watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, he got lucky too with the leg kicks, because if I'm Khalil, I would have stayed on those leg kicks and really fucked up Jamal's attack, because it did. It made, how many times did he have to switch stance? How many times did he have to think about maybe pushing off that leg to get enough power
try to throw that right hand? Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think the next fight for Khalil is definitely going to be Yuri. Give me Yuri. Give me Yuri. I think that's a fun fight, because I don't know what the fuck Ankalaev, and it's going to be, again, I need a wrestler to go against Ankalaev, to be honest with you.
We don't need a striker, and all Ankalaev will do, he'll take
give
him.
Pereira sort him out.
Pereira might be for heavyweights.
We'll
see. We'll see in a little while. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's fun to
unless
say.
he wins this fight, and then he'll move up. If he wins a rematch against Magomed, I could see him moving up to try and get that strap and then retiring. Done right after.
Okay.
That's what I see.
Okay.
But yeah, anything else? Anything else before we move on?
So you think Yuri's next for Khalil?
100%.
That's what's potentially going to happen. Okay, and that's the number one contender fight.
100%.
For Magomed, unless Magomed decides to choose somebody else during this time, if somebody steps up and puts their name in it.
Who knows what Magomed's thinking?
Because Khalil will be like, I'll take that fight. He will.
Yeah, he doesn't turn anybody down. Yes. So it's all up to Mago. What does Mago want?
And Yuri doesn't want to fight yet. Pereira doesn't want to fight yet. Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see. But anything else before we move into 317? Almost at 315.
300. Best card. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So anything? No?
I think we're good.
Okay, perfect. So, all right. We're going to start diving into UFC 317.
Woo!
Topuria versus Oliveira. Obviously, we're taking away with the early prelims, and then into that main
pick
card.
from the hat.
So, here we go. First fight, guys, that's going to kick us off in the early prelims. We have Nico Price against Jacoby Smith in the men's welterweight division. After that, we have Jonathan Denitz against Alvin Nunez. Alvin Hines. Alvin Hines in the men's heavyweight division, the big boys. In the men's middleweight division, I don't know if this fight's going to take place, though. We have Cedricus Dumas against Jackson McVee. The only reason why I say that is because I know Cedricus had some issues with the law, so I don't know if that's...
Really? Oh wait, wasn't that like 2 months ago though, or is that recently?
Yeah, but still, court date. You still got some stuff to got worry about. So I don't know. We'll see if that's still on. If it's still on here, then it must be taking place. So that's good. Good for Cedricus. Now moving into the prelims. Perfect. I like this guy. First fight we have in the men's lightweight division: Terrence McKinney, short hair Terrence, against Vinslav Borchichev. That's a fucking scary fight. After that, we have my girl in the women's flyweight division, Tracy Cortez against Viviana Araujo. You already know who I'm going with there. Tracy, she got it done. Next, after that, in the men's featherweight division, we have Haider Emil against Jose Delgado. And then bringing it home, guys,
This
in the
one right here.
in the prelims, we have Jack Hermanson against Gregory Rodriguez. Of course, I'm going to Gregory Rodriguez in the men's middleweight division. So that's early and prelim before we move into main. The fans.
Who's your fight of the night for prelims?
Let me give you guys the fans pick, and then I'll tell you mine. Fans pick, you got a good one. You got Jack Hermanson.
Oh, they got Hermanson.
You got Jack Hermanson, who's coming in as your main event in the prelims. He comes in with a 24-8 record, 37 years old. He did win his last fight, unanimous decision, against Joe Pyfer, but he's going against my guy in Gregory Rodriguez, 16-6 record, who's coming off a loss against Jared Cannonier, but he is 33 years old.
KO TKO.
And for me, I got Smith. Smith is fighting in the first fight of the night. Jacoby Smith in the men's welterweight division against Nico Price. He's coming off a win against Parsons by TKO, 29 years old. And his opponent, Nico Price, is coming off a loss against Gorimbo. Oh, I like that guy. 35 years old. Jacoby is undefeated with a 10-0 record. Nico Price has a 16-8
I think you got a good one.
record. So not a bad pick.
I got Delgado.
Right, so Cariss has the co-main on the prelims. Jose Delgado comes in with a 9-1 record, coming off a win. His last fight, TKO. He's 27 years old, fighting against Haider Emil, who's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's 11-0, 35 years old. Won his last fight by split decision against Gomi. So
I don't think I got a good pick.
Backtracking a little bit, Cariss, you asked me what would be my fight of the night, and I think there's only one fight I'm going to pick. It's going to be Tracy Cortez against Vivian Araujo, because this fight actually means a
something.
lot.
This is weighted
for Tracy. Yeah. Tracy cannot lose this fight. Tracy has to win this fight in order to stay up in that.
Does she have a ranking?
Top class. Doesn't look like it next to her name. I'll check the rankings.
I thought she was top 15. I could be wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Flyweight.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so she's number 10 fighting against number 8.
There you go.
She wins this. There's only one person that she could probably go against, and it's going to be Macy Barber.
Because Macy's coming off a loss.
Macy didn't fight.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I thought it was a loss.
Yeah, Macy has not fought. And I could see them throwing her to the wolves like that, because the UFC, just like you and I know, don't give a
fuck. Care less. Yeah. Yesterday's news sometimes.
So now we move into that main card. That main card, guys, is going to start off with a barn fucking burner, because it is my guy, Payton Talbott, fighting against Felipe Lima in the men's bantamweight division.
Who do you think's the favorite?
Holy fuck. I just saw that they added this fight, and I did not know this fight was on here.
Which one?
Beneil Dariush against Renato Moicano? They running that back?
Yes.
For what?
Yes. I don't know. I saw it yesterday. I was like, interesting. Okay. Cool. Back to my question.
Yeah. Sorry.
Who's the favorite between Lima and
Payton Talbott?
All righty. So, bantamweight division, 130 pounds. We're not doing the same exact stats that I've always done. I'm going to change it up a little bit. From USA, we're going to have Payton Talbott. Unfortunately, he is the underdog in this fight at plus 170. Yeah, that's how much they think of Felipe Jungle Boy Lima. He is the favorite in this fight at negative 205. It's like, wow, does that mean just because he lost his last fight, then all of a sudden his stock sunk that much that all of a sudden they're like, no, but I think I have a couple reasons why. Because, Payton Talbott is 26 years old, and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got 7 wins by KO and 2 wins by submission. He was undefeated until his last fight against Ronnie Barcelos, which we just talked about and said, don't lose your next fight, Ronnie. And he actually beat Cody Garbrandt because he fought the same exact way and beat Cody.
Cody looked good, though. Cody fucking looked good.
He did look good, but it hurts when I see Cody losing these days, bro. I don't know what it is. It just gets to you a little bit. It was a decision defeat back in January 2025. He was on a 3-fight UFC win streak, and now he was on a 9-fight professional streak, and he lost, unfortunately, last one. So on this one, I'm just gonna say you got to beat Payton Talbott. You got to be the same guy that was fighting the last couple fights and being that guy that wants to come in and just knock your head off, because he's going against a guy named Felipe Jungle Boy Lima, who's the favorite in the fight at -205. He is undefeated coming into this. That's probably why he is the favorite in this fight, because he's undefeated. He's got 4 wins by KO and 3 wins by submission, meaning that Payton Talbott needs to keep this on the feet and not go on the ground, because Felipe Lima is a ground guy a little bit. He's coming off a decision victory over Miles Johns, and his last pro debut, he was currently on a 14-fight win streak, and he is going to lose this fight because we are both going for Payton Talbott, unfortunately, but I wouldn't be surprised if Felipe Lima wins this fight.
No, I'm going Payton Talbot all the way. Control the distance, make it extra sticky if you need to, but be wary of the submissions. Because there will be a threat there. I feel like there is going to be a threat with the ground game.
Sorry, with Felipe Lima, he lost his first fight, and he's on a 14-fight win streak. He's 14-1.
Yeah, he's good.
So my apologies on that. But yeah,
that boy good.
That's where we're at.
That boy good. Second fight of the night, the one that shocked me, is going to be in the men's lightweight division. We have Beneil Dariush against Renato Moicano. I'm going money Moicano, and I think he gets done in the first round. What happened?
They flipped it from last night, because I literally did these last night, and then they changed it. So Beneil Dariush was going to be the next fight after this, but we're going to go that one. In the lightweight division of 155 pounds from USA, UFC's number 9 ranked lightweight in the world. Beneil Dariush is the underdog in this fight at +136. I'm not surprised, because Money Moicano is the favorite in this fight at -162. Yeah, they're both 36 years old. They both have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu backgrounds, but Beneil Dariush is an MMA guy, typically. Beneil Dariush has 5 wins by KO and 8 wins by submission, meaning that he's going to want to put this to the ground. But the problem is, you're going against a guy named Money Moicano, who's a ground guy himself. He's a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, just like he is. Beneil Dariush was on an 8-fight win streak. Now he's on a 2-fight losing streak, unfortunately, coming off a KO defeat to Arman Sarukian back in December of 2023. Yeah, he's been off for a little while, right? The way that he's going to win this fight, the only way that he's potentially going to win this fight, is somehow, some way he catches Money Moicano with the hand on top, and once he goes to the ground, he can submit him. He's not going to do ground and pound, because that's not going to be able to finish the fight. Because from Brazil, we're going to have the number 10th ranked lightweight in the world, Renato. Money Moicano is the favorite of the fight at -162. He is 36 years old, and his favorite is Jiu-Jitsu. He's got 2 wins by KO and 10 wins by submission, meaning please go to the ground and submit this guy. He was on a 4-fight win streak, and then he took a short notice title fight against Islam Makhachev back in January of 2025 this year, to where he lost by a Darce sub defeat. What he needs to do is he needs to take Beneil Dariush down. He needs to lock his legs up, and he needs to do ground and pound over and over and over. And then once he's done with the ground and pound, then he's going to submit him either with a head and arm triangle or just a rear naked choke, and the fight's going to be over. So my money is on Money Moicano, 100%.
It's going to be a knockout. We're at money Moicano. Second round knockout.
Second round. I like it.
Second round knockout.
I like it.
All right. After that, in the men's flyweight division, we have Brandon Royval against the ever popular Joshua Van.
Yeah.
I'm going Joshua Van.
I'm going Joshua Van. Who's the favorite in this one?
Joshua Van.
Nope. Brandon Raw Dog Royval. In the flyweight division of 125 pounds from USA, you're going to have number 1 ranked flyweight in the world. Brandon Raw Dog Royval is the favorite in this fight at -125. Yeah. He's got 4 wins by KO and 9 wins by submission, because he is a BJJ black belt. Unfortunately, Joshua Van is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt. So if you can already tell where I'm saying that this needs to go, it needs to go to the ground, and Brandon Royval needs to use his ground game. Broad Dog Royval had a fight after his title fight in December of 2023 against Pantoja. He was on a 2-fight win streak, Moreno and Tatsura Taira, October 2024. I'm going to say it against this guy, but Brandon Raw Dog Royval right now is the gatekeeper in this situation, because he's going to fight against a guy in Joshua Van that is the next up-and-comer that wants to come in, so he needs to be the gatekeeper to keep this dude down. But Joshua Van's going to come in and potentially beat him, because what Joshua Van needs to do, he's called the Fearless Van. He's the underdog of this fight at +105. He's 23 years old, and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got 7 wins by KO, 2 wins by submission, currently on a 4-fight win streak, coming off of a TKO victory over Bruno Silva back in June of 2024. What he needs to do Like I was saying just a minute ago, he needs to keep this fight standing. If he goes to the ground on this one, unfortunately, Raw Dog Royval potentially could get him in a bad position and be able to submit him. If this stands on his feet, this is going to be a banger, guys. This is going to be a fight that you're going to want to pay attention to and watch. This is going to be a good one. This potentially to me is the fight of the night on the main card. Potentially. Potentially.
It's a good call.
Potentially.
Good call on that. I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Because in the co-main event, guys, disclaimer alert, this is probably going to be the only time, the very only time, when I will not be picking a winner. I cannot pick a winner in this next fight because I love these two guys.
Because he doesn't want to go against his
too much.
actual guy, which
And
is Kai Kara France.
I can't do because Pantoja is my guy too. And I can't do that. I can't. So I just want to see who's Le Bleu.
I thought Kai was Bleu. No?
Bro, he's from New Zealand.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I just want to see a good fight. I just want to see a good fight. Two guys scrapping it, the best in the game. But it's gonna be a tough one for me to watch. Tough one. So the next fight, we have Alexandre Pantoja against Kai Kara France in the men's flyweight division. Do I have a finish? I would want to go all 5 rounds to see a good fight.
Ooh, and still. All righty. For the flyweight division, we're gonna have a title fight at 125 pounds. The challenger from New Zealand, UFC's number 4 ranked flyweight in the world, Kai Kara Don't Blink France, is the underdog in this fight at plus 215. Not surprised. I thought they've already fought. They have not fought yet. This is the one guy in the division that Alexandre Pantoja has not fought.
Yeah, well, I remember it was going to happen earlier, but then he lost. Kai Kara France
he lost his fight, and then it was going
to
be the next title fight.
Down,
but he had to go back
work
down
his way back
fight.
up.
Yep.
So this is where we're at.
Yep. He's 32 years old, stands at 5'4", and his fighting style is a kickboxer. Meaning, keep this on the feet, bro. He lost in the Tough finale, Tough 24 to Pantoja back in 2018. So they actually have fought each other, but this was way back in the day. It was an actual UFC fight, except for if you want to call it Tough, it's a UFC fight. What he needs to do, what unfortunately Kai Kara France needs to do is keep the fight standing and try to match Alexandre Pantoja's pace, meaning that if you're going to kick me, I'm going to kick you back. If you're going to throw a punch, I need to throw a punch back. If you're going to try to take me down, I need to take it back. He needs to match everything that Alexandre Pantoja does. Otherwise, he's just going to get behind. That's what's going to happen during this one because the champion, the reigning, defending, undisputed flyweight champion of the world, Alexandre the Cannibal Pantoja, is the favorite of the fight at negative 265. He is coming off of a submission victory over Kai Asakura back in December of 2024. Mm-hmm. He's got 3 title defenses. Brandon Moreno was one of them. And what he needs to do in this fight is he needs to be himself, and he needs to be able to walk forward, and he needs to be able to use his right hand and be first. What he also needs to do is he needs to wrestle. As much as we don't want to see him wrestle during this fight, he needs to wrestle Kai Kara France because that's Kai's weakness. He needs to be able to take Kai down and be able to try to do what he can by ground and pound and slow him down. Because all Kai's going to want to do is throw that overhand right and knock him out. And that's his best way to try to be able to win. But Alexandre Pantoja is going to win this fight and still flyweight champion of the world.
Damn. Crazy. Fuck.
Do you like my assessment right there?
Yeah, it's good.
Was that
it's
decent? Would
good.
you add anything to that maybe I didn't throw into there?
I think Kai has to be wary of his gas tank.
Kai's gas tank or Alexandre's?
His own gas tank.
Yes.
I think he has to be very wary of his own gas tank. We've seen moments in fights where Pantoja really gets going on the gas, and it's troublesome for a lot of guys because I think when he starts going, he could beat you on the feet and he could beat you on the ground.
Yes, he can.
But on the ground is where it's a little bit more scary because he's very, very talented there. Mm-hmm. So if he's able to deal with those changes in the rhythm of the fight and be able to weather that storm, it could be different. Mm-hmm. I do think staying at a distance could help.
Yes.
For Kai. But yes. I think he's going to have moments where he gets into the pocket and lets off a couple just to let Pantoja know, hey, I'm here.
But this is why I say he needs to match Pantoja's fight, because if he doesn't, he's just going to get behind. And that's what's going to happen. Then his gas tank's going to go lower and lower and lower, and he's not going to be able to get back in the fight.
And for Pantoja, I think it's just doing what you do best. And staying on it.
That's what I said.
That's it.
That's what I said.
Literally, that's it.
Like, that's what I said.
Do what you do best because he's a fucking problem.
Watch out for his right hand and just do you, bro.
Big fan of that guy, and I kind of hope he wins this and moves up. I think they for that another change, him moving up would be 135. Fucking amazing. Because there's one fight, I think, and I'll tell you guys, there's one fight. So
for Pantoja,
yeah. Look at this, dude. Because right now, you have Volkanovski. as
they still
your
have Max
champion,
at 145. Interesting.
right? At 135.
Excuse me, 135. My bad.
Right, featherweights, right?
No,
That's featherweights,
45,
right?
45.
45, right?
45. No,
So,
you need to go to 35 because this is wrong. Sorry. You need to go to bantamweight. Yeah.
I think the guy I would
jeez.
really be intrigued to
I'm already
see
looking at
him
it.
fight would be Umar Nurmagomedov.
I already looked at it. Yeah.
I
That's
think
what I said.
If you want to see how
Wrestling,
good Pantoja is,
grappling,
you give him
hands.
Because if he can get through Umar, Marab's next. Marab's next. There's only Marab is next, but
I see Marab
Corey-
in that fight too.
Corey's got to get through Marab.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I see Marab.
but I think Umar's a guy you circle and you're like, okay, if Pantoja wants to move up, that's who we give him. And yeah,
I like it. I like it.
all right.
So you're picking Pantoja then?
No, I'm picking nobody. Main fight. Now.
I
The
tried,
main
guys.
fight.
My bad. I'm sorry.
In the men's lightweight division, we have the challenger Charles Oliveira against the new upcoming lightweight champion. And still, Ilia,
And
motherfucking Topuria, is walking away with the strap in the very first round. I've said it from day one when I saw this guy. He is the fucking truth. He is knocking anybody the fuck out.
We getting the Gagey drop?
He is dropping the fuck out of Charles Oliveira. He's making it disgusting. You thought Max's was bad? This is going to be worse. You're going to see that there's levels to this game, but this guy is the motherfucking MVP. He is Connor's reincarnate. He's what Connor should have fucking done. This is the guy, Ilia Topuria, your champion, lightweight division.
Do you know what's great about that, guys, is that everything you just said right there is correct because every time that Topuria stepped in the octagon, every time that Charles Oliveira has been in the octagon, he's been dropped in the first round by a hook. Chandler, Gagey, Poirier, everybody has dropped this guy. And Topuria is the one guy that can finish it.
You don't want to get hit.
No.
You don't want to get hit by this man.
No.
I've seen this man leave a dead body in the octagon, and that guy now is a fucking champion.
Yeah, and by the way, it
This
can't
guy's
be and
built
still.
different, bro.
It can't be and still
This
because
guy
in the
is
lightweight
built
division
different.
of 155 pounds, we're going to have a vacant title fight. It's not going to be an and still. It's going to be an and new on both sides. From Brazil, UFC's number 2 ranked lightweight in the world. Charles "The Bronx" Oliveira is the underdog in this fight. Yeah, plus 350. Yeah, another bad thing about Charles Oliveira right here, he is 35 years old. And one of the statistics for the UFC is nobody has won a title fight at 35 years old except for Volkanovski in his last fight. But it wasn't defending it. It was using it another way.
Free strap.
Yes, he is 35 years old, stands at 5'10". His fighting style is jiu-jitsu. He is the former lightweight champion of the world. There is a lightweight champion of the world, and his name is Charles "The Bronx" Oliveira. A couple fun facts. He's the most submissions in UFC history at 16. He's got the most UFC finishes in history at 20. Yeah, he's coming off a decision victory over Michael Chandler back in November of 2024. By the way, he cannot be afraid to engage with hands and takedowns with Ilia Topuria. He can't be afraid. It doesn't mean that he's not going to. I'm just saying he can't be afraid to do that because Ilia Topuria is going to be coming at him the entire time. He's going to be able to do his calf kicks. He's got to do his front kicks. He's got to go his T-kips right up the middle in order to slow Topuria down. If he does not slow Topuria down, Topuria is just going to get in close and use his hands and try to be able to take him down. He needs to slow down Topuria with his arms because he needs to be able to wrestle him. So he's got to slow his arms down so he can't have as much stank and power on his punches. And he needs to have him be a little bit less dangerous on his feet, right? He needs to be able to be a little smarter with it and try for a little more submissions. He's got to slow Topuria down because from Georgia, UFC's number 3 ranked lightweight in the world, Ilia El Matador Topuria is the favorite in this fight at negative 455.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a big number. Put some money on Charles Oliveira. If he wins, you're going to win some money at plus 350. Yep. He's 20 years old, stands at 5'7", and he is a jiu-jitsu specialist. He's a black belt of jiu-jitsu, just like Charles Oliveira. He is the former featherweight champion of the world. He needs to rely on his boxing and get inside on this fight. Tell me if you think that I'm right or if I think that I'm wrong. He needs his boxing and get inside. When Charles clinches, he needs to disengage and create some space. When clipping him, just like I said, he gets clipped in every single fight. He needs to follow up and do ground and pound, or he needs to back up and stand up and make Charles Oliveira stand up, so he cannot be able to regain his consciousness and be able to get back into the fight. He is undefeated with 8 UFC fights. His last 2 victories were Volk and Max, so he's coming off of 2 good wins. He has not lost. So my money is on Ilia Topuria to win this fight. My money is on Ilia Topuria to win this fight. My heart is with Charles the Bronx Oliveira.
Yeah, unfortunately, that the only way Charles wins is if he goes to the ground, and I think Ilia is smarter than that.
And even when it goes to the ground, Ilia still has put him down. He still has a ground game, so it's like.
But this is my thoughts. What could happen after, though? I think after, there's only one thing that this man could do to really shake up the fucking world.
You talking about Topuria?
Yeah. Okay. You call out a welterweight.
Oh, Jesus. He's just going to call it Islam. That's what's going to happen.
Nope, don't do that.
No?
Because you already know Islam's going to get jacked. So you know what you do? Shake it up. Shavkat.
Ooh.
I'll fight you, and then I'll fight the winner. And then I'll fight the winner. That's what I do. While I still hold the lightweight strap, in case anybody else wants it.
Shavkat like 6'2".
Because he's on a mission to fight Islam. And I think they're going to have to do it at some point if these two continues to keep winning. Mm-hmm. I think he's the only guy that can finally break that Khabib coaching. I have fully invested my fandom into the Topuria camp because he is my guy. Like, I'm sorry, Conor is done. The Conor ship has sailed. John has fucking retired.
It's been gone.
We are on the Spanish-Georgian boat, and we are fucking conquering the world, just like we conquered Hawaii, just like we conquered New Zealand. This boat is on a fucking mission. Brazil, here we come. You thought it was Sharabulat the pirate? No. This is the Georgian conquistador. Ilia Topuria is coming.
Do you not see it happening?
Man, that was such a good fucking intro.
It was. You should have done that at the beginning. Should have done that before I even talked.
It's all good. Saving the best for last.
People don't want to listen to me. They want to listen to you.
Saving the best for last.
So what I think should happen is Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria are going to fight. If Ilia Topuria wins, like you said, he should call somebody out in that division. But what I think is going to really happen, I think Islam's going to beat Jack Della Maddalena, and then he's going to want to go back to 155 and have both straps so he can fight Ilia at 155 and have the 170 strap if they're allowing him to do that. I think that would be the most drama, the most fun to kind of watch, because that'd make a little bit more sense. And then, like you said, if he called out, I'm piecing this together. If he called out a welterweight at 170, then he can fight at 155 and then go up to 170. If he wins at 155 and then goes up to 170, he wins the strap
right now they said he's weighing up like 170
184,
like around there.
184.
Like, that's fucking wild.
184, and he dropped down to 145. You're dropping 40 pounds? Wow, bro.
He does look thick, though. He does look real.
Yeah. Well, he also did that little thickness, little test that they did where they scanned his body and everything, and they said he was off the charts. Like, make the chart bigger than a little bit, but still, he's off the charts.
Yeah, that boy's good, man. Put some respect on Ilia's name. Put some fucking respect on that.
I have not disrespected that dude yet.
He's so good.
I say yet.
So fucking good.
Because he's good. He's good. Just don't pull a Conor on us. Just don't do that.
No, I think this guy, his head is a little bit more on his shoulders, I think.
A little bit.
And he don't like that cocaine juice.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
All good, Conor.
It's a hell of a drug.
Anything else?
Yeah, a little bit. We're on International Fight Week this week, ladies and gentlemen. Right. We're tough. Yes, we are. International Fight Week. I unfortunately won't be able to go on Friday. I got a tournament. ECNL is coming up this weekend, so therefore I didn't get permission to get off, which sucks, but it's okay. Just everyone know, please go on Friday, go on Saturday, go to International Fight Week in Las Vegas. It's only $30 to get in the door. That's a good one. Also watch Tough, the Ultimate Fighter, DC and Chael. That's still going on.
Some good fighters on there.
Still some good ones on there. Do you have anybody on that one yet that you want to throw out there name-wise?
No, I'm going to wait till after.
Okay.
I have some notes, so I'll wait till after and drop some names that you guys should be following.
Okay. This week, UFC Embedded has started. It started today. I have not seen the first episode today. I'm going to go watch it later when I have the chance. And the one thing that I've been watching this last week, UFC BJJ Road to the Title.
Yeah,
the last show came out today. Today's the 23rd show. Episode 8 came out today. I got to watch that. The final, I don't even know when the finale is. Do you know when the finale is?
No clue.
I haven't seen it yet. They haven't shown it out there. But please pay attention to that because that will be entertaining because Mikey Musumeci is going to go against, just blanked on his name. Do you know his name? Bahimov,
Gabriel,
something like that. Yeah,
Gabriel, something.
but they're going to fight for the title, which will make then 135. I think they're bantamweights for the 135. So then those guys will then have the UFC BJJ title, and then potentially Andrew Tackett will have the title on that one. And then 155 is going to go to
his name is Riorison Gabriel. Brazilian. But I'll be honest. I'll say to you guys this. This is just going to start off like the BJJ in the UFC.
That's
so
what
I think
it is.
it's a pretty big deal.
It
And I think it's good to get behind it now because kind of like seeing how we have the Nagas, the ADCCs. I think eventually what's going to happen is UFC is going to be the ultimate. That's the one that you're going to want to get to from all these little competitions. That's going to be the overall, like comparing it to soccer, that's going to be the overarching league.
Yes, that's going to be
that you're going to want to get
league.
into.
Yes.
And all these other tournaments are going to be leading to that league for you to get into. And then eventually I think UFC is going to probably have tournaments like ADCC has in different venues where you're able to, the masters are going to be able to compete.
And here's
in
the
that,
winners, then put them
in that new I guess circular octagon that they've built. They're going to be competing in that. Watch. So I think eventually that's going to be the plan for the UFC, which I think is huge. And this is just a starting point for it. So get involved now. Get to know some guys now. I'm sure there's people that are competing that are from your community, like from your areas. Get to know those guys first.
Keith Krikorian, ladies and gentlemen, he did a seminar in 10th Planet Powie. He's a 10th Planet guy down in San Diego. He's a stud. Too bad he lost his first.
Yeah, but again, there's a lot of other guys representing a lot of other gyms. 10th Planet is one of them. Kingsway, which is new out of Austin, by John Danaher and Gordon Ryan. One's blowing up. I'm sure Craig Jones is going to have his people eventually competing in there. So there's going to be a lot of guys. Just tune in.
I'm looking forward to this one, bro. Like, honestly, like I can't wait to see where this starts to go and how much it opens up. And dude, I want to go to an event. I want to go to event bad. I want to go to Apex really bad and go see one of those. I did have a question. If somebody got injured in that ring, how do they get out?
I'm sure they have ways. Like,
there's no way to just open it and like separate it. Like you got to climb out of the thing. I'm just wondering if somebody like destroys their leg and they can't walk out of it. I'm assuming they're going to have to like use a dolly or use a.
No, they just use the little stretcher thing. You have somebody
stretcher and get somebody in it.
And they put them in and then you just push it
up and over.
I think it's an easy fix. I'm sure they've probably thought about ways of doing that too.
Probably,
even if they have to break it apart.
I actually want to know how the fans are going to sit. Like if they're going to sit up and high, right? So everyone's like looking down on it because they can't sit level because they can't see inside.
They're probably waiting to let it catch first, and then once it catches, then you'll probably have events at the Apex where you'll have jiu-jitsu first, and then an Apex card right after. Again, you got to think money. If it doesn't make money, doesn't make sense. But yeah, anything else?
No, I think that's good. I got all the stuff out that we wanted to talk about for those things. Typically I forget about those, so this time I wrote them down.
Cool. Cool. Well, again, guys, I'm good. Forever blessed. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit us up on the YouTube, hit us up with any questions, any comments. We're always here to fire away. The MMA game is out.
We're going to see you in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena.